to our video. We are so glad you're here to join our discuss today.
Before we dive into the fascinating world of macroeconomic,
Let us introduce ourselves. My name is Novelia Sastrawinata with student ID 128.
and I'm Delamasita, student ID 100. We are both from the 2025 Actuarial Science Class A. Today we want to share our analysis on how Japan fiscal policies have shaped their economy.
Specifically, in the context of SGD8, economic growth and decent work. So, why Japan? Well, Japan is a development economy but is faced a tallest challenge, an aging population and slow growth. To fight our stagnation and deflation,
The Bank of Japan did something bold. They kept interest rate ultra low and even negative until early 2020.
exactly. And if you notice the shift from 2021 to 2022, they slowly start to pace off those negative rates.
The whole idea was to give the economy a nudge. Stimulating consumption and investment to get things moving again.
Now, let's talk about the money in the bank. With interest rates hovering near 0% until 2022, you think people would stop saving, right? But Japan is unique. The domestic saving ratio stays high, around 28 to 30% of GDP.
It's interesting, is not it? Even though low rates usually discourage saving, Japanese household remains cautious. This actually turned out to be a strength because it provides a solid pool of domestic capital for the country to rely on.
Let's look at the investment side. From 2018 to 2020, we saw an increase, and the 2021 global pandemic caused a temporary dip. But by 2022, investment was back on its feet as the economic recovered.
And here's a cool fact, Japan foreign direct investment or FDI is actually quite low, only about 0.5% to 1.3% of GDP. This tells you that Japan doesn't rely much on foreign money. They are powered by their own domestic investment. It's all about self-reliance.
So, how does this relate to SGD8? Their low interest policies really help sustain economic activity and create decent jobs after the pandemic hit. It kept the wheels turning when things got hard.
But we have to be honest, it's not a perfect fix. While these policies help mitigate to recession, Japan still faces structural demographic challenges that limit how many new jobs can be created. It's a balance they are still trying to find.
To wrap things up, Japan's ultra loose policy was a lifesaver post 2018. It kept investment stable of opening up new productivity opportunities.
Our takeaway, while the financial tools work well to stop a crisis, Japan still needs to address its structural issues to truly achieve all the goals of SDG 8. It's a journey of constant adaptation.
We hope you found this analysis as interesting as we did. It's amazing to see how numbers and policies affect real life.
Thank you so much for watching to our presentation. Stay curious and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!